Hi, so there are some new missions types out against the automatons, who are already my favorite enemies to fight.
The Galactic War, a
Um,
battleground awaiting your heroic intervention.
so I guess on this planet, I guess it's a data center where the automatons store a large amount of encrypted information here. It's a high priority campaign containing unique missions. Um, anyway, so yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try and record them. A lot of these missions are so-called are called Commando missions, which are sort of stealth missions. I mean, you can do them without stealth, but you are very limited on supplies, and every time the enemies call in a flare, the presence across the entire map increases rather than
I hate socialism.
on top of the reinforcements that normally come. So things will ramp up very quickly in difficulty if you aren't stealthy.
Ready for another mission, Helldiver?
So I am going to try and... I'm getting distracted. Anyway, I'm going to basically play these missions solo until I lose a mission. I figure that'd be a bit different than what I normally do, because on the missions I usually do, the other random people can join in. And honestly, for these missions, it's a little easier to be stealthy when there's only me and I'm not having to worry about other people. It's still fun playing with other people, but so far, whenever they've been around, the missions have not been particularly stealthy. So it was basically just a mission with a lot more enemies than usual and a lot less supplies, when we were still having to brute force our way through it, which was its own kind of fun. But that's not what I'm here to show, though that may end up happening anyway, because I'm not that good at the stealth side of things myself.
You're here. The galaxy awaits your salvation.
Anyway, so alright. I can fix those things later. Or should I? No. Okay. So something that has been an issue for me previously. So there is an option. Where is it? Actually, gameplay. Auto climb during sprint. I actually prefer to have this off, but the problem was that the button to climb is the same button to activate a jetpack when you use it. And so if I have this off, I can't actually climb. However, I've recently realized, oh wait, I can just change the keybind. So I can turn this back off because I prefer the climbing with the button. It feels a lot better, and I don't have to be running into walls and stuff like that. So let's apply this, and I did assign a different button earlier for the jetpack. I guess it was reset. I set it to Q, but Q actually already does things related to marking, so I need to figure out what else to make it. Ooh. I actually don't know. Well, I'm not using a jump pack this mission, so I can leave that for later, but now that was something I still thought was worth knowing. And I didn't want to just switch, I didn't just want to switch the option.
Democracy calls for aid. Only you can answer, Helldiver.
I didn't want to just I didn't want to be constantly changing the option between missions. Especially because...
Engaging orbital thrusters.
Sorry. I didn't want to constantly be changing whether I had auto sprint on and off between missions, because then I'd be used to it being off and then when I take a jetpack and I turn auto sprint on, or auto climb during sprint on, I try to climb with spacebar and end up activating my jump pack and send myself flying places I didn't mean to go. But now I know I can change keybinds. I will be able to use the settings as I prefer. Anyway, so what I'm going to do for now, I'm actually going to try using... I'm going to start with the default loadout, though I will still use the... Actually, no. Let's just use default weapon. For the first mission, and I will use the extra loadouts from the acquisitions, each difficulty up. When a difficulties operation has multiple missions, then I can use whatever loadout I want on all but one of those missions where I have to use the acquisitions loadout. It's what I'm gonna go with. BO1 Tactical is what I'm looking for. This is it. That's the right helmets. Foe Smasher Cape is the starter one. I'm not gonna bother changing the titles and player cards like I usually would when doing something like this, because that'll take a while. Alright, and stratagems, I'm just gonna pick stratagems that I think work for this, that I think are thematically fitting for the loadout, and also combine well with the mission. Alright, so the black box is the last thing I want to get. So I think I'm going to start here, work my way around this way. So I'll get most of these reinforcements first, then hit the anti-air guns and get back around to the black box. Because as you'll notice, once the mission starts, I have no reinforcements to start with, and I have to go find and activate them. Okay, so excuse me. Normally, the starter kit comes with a orbital precision strike, but the Super Destroyer doesn't stay very long on these missions. So I'm going to take this barrage, which is basically, a precision artillery salvo, it says. So, there's basically a bunch of those all at once. The longer cooldown really doesn't matter when the ship doesn't stick around long enough for you to fire it a bunch of times anyway. Machine gun, I'll take a supply pack because they need a bunch of supplies. And I would guess a basic machine gun turret is fitting. Well, might as well go with the rocket turret, or the Gatling turret, because it's the only downside that really has is that you can't call it in as often, and we can't call them in very often anyway. Or I wonder if Eagle stuff still works. I haven't actually tried this. Does Eagle stuff still work even when the Super Destroyer is gone? Let's find out. Let me quickly check that OBS is doing what I want it to. It is. Alright, I am back. Hellpod space optimization for even better supplies. And is my equipment what I want it to be? Switch to the high explosive grenade because that's the starter kit's grenade, the starter grenade. And let's go.
Launch initiated.
Now I probably won't be talking too much during the missions because I will... If you've seen my XCOM videos, you know I already have a hard enough time staying focused on the turn-based game while talking. And a game like this will require even more focus. I'm more comfortable with the game than I was during my previous Helldivers recordings, so I can do some talking at least. But still don't expect me to be talking constantly all the time. There will be long silence spells, most likely.
If the automatons can feel regret, they shall feel it soon.
Let's turn off the flashlight. Oh, that's the thing I should change at some point as well.
Deploying equipment package. Sending down support weapon.
Since the ship's not going to be around for very long, I might as well fire this orbital barrage in the general direction of where something scary and dangerous might be. That seems like the right area.
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand super destroyer leaving low orbit.
And okay, so eagles cannot be called back in. Now there is actually apparently a bunch of new stealth equipment in the new war bonds, but I don't have the war bonds. Is basically a new set of equipment you can buy. I'll show you what I mean after the mission's over. And by buy I mean using in-game currency. You don't have to actually pay for them. And what was I gonna say?
Objective
Or do? I was gonna go up here.
Tagging map.
Anyway, I heard there was a bunch of new stealth equipment. I don't have that, and I won't for a while. Oh. Did I get him? I'm not sure. Alright. There's a question mark over here. Let's see what this is.
There's something here.
Now, I do have a handful of equipment pieces that are good for stealth that just come from you get with the default game, so I will likely be using some of those when I'm building my own loadouts. This is a trivial mission, so being stealthy isn't going to be that important. Although if I let too many flares get called in,
Objective nearby.
if I let too many flares get called in, that's still going to be rather overwhelming to deal with.
Found something.
Ah, a railgun. And an entrenchment tool. I'm not going to use either of those right now. The railgun, as far as I know, can't take out fabricators. Oh. Hold on.
Dropping a pin.
I don't want to get away from here too fast.
Liberty dispensed.
I'm going to avoid that patrol if I can for the moment.
Objective completed. Objective near your position.
Okay, there's only one fabricator here, so if I can blow that up and take out the other enemies without being seen, or before they can call in reinforcements. Oh. There's a fair few of them here. And I did not manage that at all.
Bag's empty.
Okay, get a grenade in there quick. I don't know where the grenade went. Oh. I got it in there apparently. Okay, machine gun time. I didn't even see what got dropped in. So now that that flare got called in, there's going to be more enemies on the map. That seems to mean more patrols, and that there's more enemies in the patrols. I'm not sure about this, but I think more enemies might also show up at some of the objectives that I've not gone to yet. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that worked better than I expected. 1, 2, 3.
Fire in the hole.
Alright, well, these vents are probably vulnerable to the machine gun.
Objective complete.
Alright, let's get to the next one.
Tagging map.
I think there's bots in this direction, so a little bit sneakier if I can be. Now let's go this way. Hold on. Yeah, okay, Eagle still cannot be called in, so these anti-aircraft guns probably have nothing to do with it. What are those explosions? There are no SEAF troops on these missions, to my knowledge. Oh, the anti-air gun is blowing up the trees, I think.
Objective near your position.
Let's back away. I want to come at this from a better angle to perhaps... Ow. 1, take out the fabricator quickly, and 2, perhaps take out enemies, be able to take out enemies more quickly. That guy didn't see me, did he? I don't think he did. There's no one here, surprisingly.
Bag's empty.
Uh-oh. Grenade, grenade, grenade. Oh, I don't have one. Okay. Got one out of my supply pack. Okay.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
Well, I apparently managed to get them without without any of them setting up a flare. There's an autocannon here, I might as well use this. Is that fully destroyed? No. There we go. Oh, hey. Alright.
Dropping a pin.
To quickly check if this... Actually, I don't need common samples at the moment, so I won't bother. Is that an expendable anti-tank? It is. Probably won't need these, but you've seen I get rewarded for doing so, so why not?
Objective near your position.
It's apparently part of the objective. And
Tagging map.
head toward that thing.
Democracy delivered.
Okay, so I'm probably going to get through this without even needing to call in the Super Destroyer. That's nice. Oh. These guys do actually notice me from quite a distance away. What's that blue light? What is that? I have no idea. Anyway.
Objective nearby.
Any more of them around? Nope, but there's the black box. Alright, off to extraction.
Tagging map.
I think flashlights can get the enemy's attention. And it's bright enough that I don't need it right now. There is an option to set the game to remember which setting you gave to a weapon and always keep it that way. So you don't have to constantly be switching if you prefer to keep a certain setting on all the time. Or even just like to stick to the same setting for a whole mission and don't want to have to keep switching every time you drop back in. Oh. Leave that here because I don't want to get lost under the ship.
Extraction request confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Which way are they going to come in from? Oh, hold on a moment. Alright, back. I wasn't gone, but someone was talking to me.
ETA-T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Oh, I guess a flare was called in here. Oh. I saw that. Wow, you did not show up on the radar.
ETA-T-minus 1 minute.
Or at least I didn't see you. There are some enemies way out there. I guess I don't need to get their attention, even, well, at this rate, there's no reason not to. It's,
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
where did they go? Oh, you know what, let's just leave in perfect condition. Wait, I hear things again.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
Oh.
Landing zone.
A little shot of liberty.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. Pelican 1, landing in progress. For liberty!
Okay, I don't think they can come from that direction. Okay, I need to take these guys out and get the black box. Alright, where is the black box? And off we go!
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Liberty smiles upon your triumph.
Doo-doo-doo. Alright, so I believe the first next set from the acquisitions would be Scout type, which is actually pretty close. It's actually pretty close to the loadout I would intentionally bring.
Now that was what I call a profitable use of resources.